Look who's not gonna let a little Corona get in the way of their fitness. Row machine, baby. Hey, what do you think about that? You're just an old man. You're retired, bro. You don't need to be fit anymore. You just need to be happy. Am I right? You want a treat? You want a treat? Yeah, he's deaf. Do you want a treat? Come on. Sit. Good boy. That's all you get, bro. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Well, today's the day. I won't say I've been trying to avoid doing this. It's just been one of the last things that I've wanted to do, and that is to give this thing a full exterior detail. I'm talking whip out the buffer, go town on this thing. Now, I don't know if I will take off the badges and emblems and stuff like that, because that is a little much for even me. But I do want to take a polisher to this paint because I don't know if you can see, but she's got some swirls, and I would like to I'd like to touch this up a little bit, at least to the best of my ability. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm only going to do that in this video because you guys already aren't the biggest S2000 fans, so I'm sure you don't want to just see me polishing away on this thing. But I'm going to do that in this video. And so first thing I'm going to do is wash the car, then we're going to pull it back in here and clay bar it, and then I will get started on actually buffing and polishing it. So I don't know if I'll get to that tonight, but in this video I'm going to get to that. So first things first, let's get it backed out and get the pressure washer pressured up, and let's get it washed. All right, one thing I will point out is I'm having the front lip painted to match again. So I'm not gonna really worry about that area. Well, I'm gonna wash it, obviously, but that'll be coming a separate piece. That'll be freshly painted, so that should be fine. It won't need to be buffed or anything. And then in order to make sure we get the best match, I do have the gas cap taken off. But again, not really that big a deal. At least I'll be able to wash that part. I may take the rear wing off too, just to, I don't know. That might be making a bit too much work. But anyway, time to get the wash bucket filled up and start detailing this bad boy. All right, boys, just got the car all jacked up. The reason I'm doing this is hopefully just to save my back a little bit. So when I buff and polish it, I don't have to bend down as far. But one of the things I'm gonna try and do, and I don't know much about paint, so besides getting this out, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. There's kind of like some, I don't know, there's some like almost green tint that it almost, I can't really describe it. The guy who is actually painting the front lip for me, he actually said what it is like the base or something like that kind of coming up, and I believe him, but I'm hoping that maybe detailing it or buffing it or something will help a little bit. If not, worst case scenario, I'm just gonna polish obviously the clear and hopefully remove as much of the swirls as I can. But again, I'm gonna start off first by clay barring it because this car's probably never been clay barred. So I'm gonna clay bar it and then probably not tonight. We'll see how my back's feeling, but I'm gonna clay bar it and then go on to polishing it after that. Alright boys, just got done clay barring the car. Now what I'm finally going to do, I've had this touch-up paint that I got for the car. I've had it for shoot, ever since I basically bought the car. So what I'm going to do now is just go through and just touch up any of the little chips that there are. Again, I did just clay bar it, so I'm just going to go through and touch up. Come on, can you focus on that? Yeah, touch up things like that. And yeah, just around the entire car. Again, I'm not going to worry too much about below where the lip goes because, again, I have that lip that is coming. But this is definitely something that I wanted to take care of before I go through and polish the entire car. And again, I'm not OCD with this. I'm not going to be removing all the badges and doing everything like that. I just want to put a buffer on this. I'm going to tape everything up. Well, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to tape things off. I'll probably tape off the headlights. But again, just gonna go through and touch up things and then let it dry, and then I will start on polishing it. So I went around and did touch up paint on all the little spots I could find. Don't know if you can see that or not. So I touched up the entire car, and now I'm going to get started on polishing it. I have my little Griot's Random Orbital and some Just Car correcting compound. So I don't know what I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm by no means a detailer of any sort. So all I'm going to do is go over the car with this, and then I'll show you the next step. But first step is to go over it with that and this pad. Again, this is just the pad that I use on the M3, so it looks good. I did what I wanted on the M3, so I'm going to use it for this. All right, boys, so, I pretty much got it done. Where's the best angle for this? So here it is. It's really hard to actually tell. It made a huge improvement. Definitely made a huge improvement. I can't wait to get it out in the sunlight because this color, I actually really like this color. I've never been a fan of like yellows and stuff like that, but this is really sick. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Since I went through and polished it, I then went through and sprayed that ceramic 3-in-1 ceramic wax from Griot's. And I did that just to kind of put a little bit of protection on the surface since I went through and polished it. So I went through and sprayed that over. I actually did it twice, 2 different layers of it. And then I went and cleaned the interior as well. I'm going to pull it out, so I'm not going to end this video here, but I'm going to pull it out and show you guys everything. I do kind of want to wait to get the front lip back, but I may just pull it out early. But altogether, this thing looks amazing. It turned out really well. All right, boys, finally I was able to take this thing out. So it's been a couple days since I actually detailed it. I still am missing the front lip. It actually doesn't look too bad without it, to be honest, but this is basically the conclusion to the detailing. And you know what, dude, it made such a big difference. Clay barring this, detailing it, polishing it, it makes this paint so much better. And man, it's smooth now. Before you could tell there was just years and years of buildup on it. It looks so much better than it did, not to mention got that pole position in. I love that seat. That seat's so awesome. But overall, it's not too bad of a car to work on, talking about detailing, because it's so small. And there's no top. And I am still missing the gas lid because he's using that to match the color for the lip. So overall, man, I'm stoked with how this turned out, minus the gas cap, which, that'll be fixed. I'm really stoked with how this turned out after polishing it. Again, it wasn't the biggest pain in the butt to do. It was easier than my E36. And there is one thing. I know I was all about the Mugen exhaust and telling you guys, well, I don't need the extra 40 horsepower. So someone pointed out, one of you guys actually pointed out an exhaust that is known to make great power without drone, the T1R 70mm dual Sparrow. So I ordered that. I actually have it. I'm going to install it like the day that this thing is ready to be tuned, because we're gonna have to get it retuned for that exhaust. But I'm really stoked to see what that does. And you know, the thing is, I could probably sell the Mugen exhaust for just about the cost of the dual Sparrow. So it's basically, it's a wash. So I have that in my garage ready to be installed. And as soon as my tuner gives me the okay and says we're ready for it, I'll throw it on, take it to the dyno, and see if we can squeeze out somewhere close to 400 wheel. I think we'll probably be closer to like 380, somewhere around there. But it will be a massive improvement. If not, then, well, I have a louder exhaust and a little better airflow. Because one of you guys had a great point. The S2000 is already known to have not heating issues, but the engine bay gets super hot. So that backlog of air going into that tiny Mugen exhaust, I don't know if that's necessarily good for the heat running through this motor. So I'd like to get it free flowing as much as possible. But I mean, as for the detail, boys, it turned out nice. I am jacked on this. So we got the T1R that I'm going to be installing, and then a bunch of E92 parts. I got TCK suspension, I got new wheels for it, I have a short shifter, I have a ton of stuff for that. So if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe. Ooh, and I'm actually getting underdrive pulleys installed on the S54 E36. So stay tuned for what that'll do to the horsepower numbers on that too. So again, smash that subscribe if you're new to the channel, boys. I hope you guys are doing well. Peace.